so that is Pete Thamel on the Paul Feinbaum Show. Those two guys, two of the most influential people in all of college football. Nobody knows more about the inner workings of the game than Pete Thamel. He says we're really close. Maybe as soon as the end of the weekend. That would mean tomorrow, Evan. To me, this all starts with Lane Kiffin. They're going to get through the Egg Bowl, and then we're going to hear something. So we start with him. We're running through some coaches here. Where do you feel, opinion, not fact, Lane Kiffin will be next year?
Well, fact, definitely not Arkansas. I can tell you that for all the Hog fans at home. There is no way Lane Kiffin will be leaving Oxford for Fayetteville. Now, Lane is kind of the belle of the ball right now. He's got his pick of wherever he wants to go. I don't believe it'll be Penn State. I think he'll want to stay in the South. So that brings it down to 3 schools. You can stay with the current girlfriend that's going so well, he's comfortable at Ole Miss, or you can switch it up and try to go for one of these big schools like an LSU or Florida. Now,
coaches like to fix things. I don't know what it is.
Exactly. Man. There's been rumors and talk all week that Lane Kiffin and LSU are close to a deal. Not literally a deal, but LSU has what they want in place to give to Lane. On3 reported last night around $90 million and then about $25 million or so for their roster. So there are money now out there for LSU. I do believe it'll be LSU over Florida. But again, like, you can say what you want. What the athletic director at Ole Miss said is 2 things. He said, I've had pointed and positive conversations with Lane. That wordage right there leads me to believe pointed is more important than positive because of which one came first. So I do believe Lane Kiffin will be the LSU head coach at the end of the year.
All right, you got him to LSU. Could have some big-time jobs here in the SEC. LSU, Florida, got Arkansas. Then you could potentially throw in Ole Miss. You could throw in Missouri. A lot of moving and shaking. All right, speeding things up, a guy who's really been linked to Arkansas. Where is Ryan Silverfield next year, currently the head coach at Memphis, not going to the playoff?
I think there's a good chance that he's going to end up being the Arkansas coach. I would put it at under like a 50%, maybe 45% right now. He's got over 50 wins in his career. He's done really well since replacing Mike Norvell at Memphis. So I think Silverfield, I love what he does culture-wise. They break the bricks every time they win a game. It's good team building. I think more than likely he'll end up being the Arkansas coach, but I'm not ready to commit to it because I think there are names out there that we just don't know yet that could potentially be in the mix at the last minute.
I think Arkansas could do a lot worse. All right, next up, so we've filled now LSU, we've filled Arkansas. We got, I think, the best group of 5 coach out there, John Sumrall Tulane. This guy could get $9, $10 million a year for the right job. Where do you think Sumrall is next year?
I think he goes to Auburn. I know he's a Kentucky guy. Wanted to see if Mark Stoops would stay or get fired. Stoops looks like he's going to stay, so I think Sumrall ends up at Auburn. I think that's kind of the job. That's the best fit for him. And I was talking to Brian Holland in our Go Nation down in Baton Rouge, and he said it would be embarrassing for LSU to hire the Tulane head coach. So I think that's out of the picture. I think he'll be at Auburn, Trey.
Tulane's like the best. That's the Alabama of mid-major football. Shame on the Go Nation people there throwing shade on Tulane. This is not like Arkansas hiring Butch Jones. I think it'll be a better. I digress. I'm just going on a rant there. All right, next up, John Gruden.
Skip.
Always talked about. It's been 12 years. Even when he was in the NFL, he gets the merch. He hits home on Barstool. Is he going to stay on the internet? Is he coaching somewhere next year?
I think he stays on the internet. Look, as good as Gruden has been at times in the NFL, he just hasn't had it. He's found a great gig with Barstool out there. He picked the Hogs to win this game this weekend, said woo pig on a Barstool little social bite. So I like him to stay on the internet. I think that's what's best for him. And I think if you're an Arkansas fan still wanting John Gruden, you're out of your dang mind.
One thing he would do, at least he would raise some money. All right, so those are some of the likely candidates we talked about really getting thrown out. You know who I'm taking? I'm taking the field because it's probably not going to be any of those guys coming to Arkansas. That's just kind of the way it works out. Didn't even talk about some names like P.J. Fleck, Matt Campbell, Eric Morris, Kane Womack, who played at Arkansas and now at Alabama as defensive coordinator. So many moving parts of this whole thing.